Good evening. Tonight I want to talk about Tropical Depression Irma as it continues to sit over the Tennessee Valley. Looking at the radar, we can see that most of the rain is either in northern Kentucky, Tennessee, Arkansas, even parts of northern Mississippi tonight. And then as we look further off to the east towards Virginia and North Carolina, we even see a lighter band of rain there as well. Generally, rainfall amounts tonight will be less than an inch of rain in these areas. So, what happens after Tropical Depression Irma? Well, as you probably saw earlier this week, we have another hurricane in the Atlantic, Hurricane Jose. Now, looking at this current map, this is the GFS model from 12 p.m. today. In the lower right-hand corner of the screen, we can see that Hurricane Jose is kind of disorganized. It's maybe 400 to 500 miles off the North Carolina coast. Does not seem to pose much of a threat. So what we'd see is likely higher wave activity, rip current, increase in rip currents during this time. But other than that, no heavy rainfall, no heavy wind activity, and so forth. However, let's take a look at the next image. And this is from 6 p.m. today, the updated GFS model. Now again, the storm is still pretty far off the coast, on the order of 300 to 400 miles, let's say off the coast of like Kitty Hawk. So we can see a well-organized storm here in this image. And the deeper greens, of course, showing the heavier rainfall amounts, much like what we saw in Irma when it approached Florida. So one thing we're going to be looking at coming up is the trends in the models. See if they do show Hurricane Jose tracking closer to the East Coast. Or will they show it beginning to trend back out further into the Atlantic? So that's something we'll have to watch over the next few days. Now, let's keep in mind that this image is of Monday, September 18th. So again, we're looking at another 5 to 6 days before the storm would reach this point. So a lot of time for the models to change. And just to show you Venture sky again, just to get an idea of what the intensity of, let's say, the winds would be at this time. Again, we can see a strong center of circulation at this time. Wind speeds well over 100 miles per hour. Again, Category 2 strength here. Again, 5, 6 days out, so we're not quite sure what the storm will have in store, let's say, for the coast of North Carolina and the coast of Virginia. And that remains to be seen. All right, so going back to weathermarshal.com, we've already discussed the radar image this evening. And just to kind of summarize what we talked about before, again, we're looking at two images tonight. One of the GFS model at 12 p.m., the other at 6 p.m. And there are significant differences in the models. One model again shows the storm further off the coast. The other model, which is the newer model, shows it closer to, let's say, the coast of North Carolina. So we'll keep on this for the next probably 5 days until the storm approaches our area.